Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cask and Point. Today we are reviewing Michter's 25-year-old bourbon. This is the most expensive bottle we've ever reviewed here on the channel. It is worth about $6,000 on secondary markets, which is just absolutely ridiculous for any bottle of whiskey. But today we get the honor of trying it together. And this is all because 2 weeks ago we tried Michter's 20 bourbon, which is half the price for just 5 years younger and 2 proof lower. It is only $3,000, just absolute chump change compared to the $6,000 bottle. And I said that if that video got 100 likes, we would do Michter's 25. Well, it got 100 likes. Welcome to Michter's 25 bourbon. I could not be more excited for this pour. Not only is it the most expensive we've ever done, this is also the oldest bourbon that we've ever tried here on the channel. They don't really make bourbons this old very often at all. This is honestly probably the oldest bourbon that really exists regularly on the market, and so I am very excited to try it. For a little bit of history, this release started in 2008, and they only release it once every few years. They say that they're only going to release it on a year when they really have special enough barrels that are worthy of the Michter's 25 label. So I'll put a list on your screen of the years that they've released it, but they've skipped a lot of years. I believe they did 2008, and then they did 2011, and then they do it probably once every 2 or 3 years after that. And so, yeah, this is actually Michter's 25 from 2017, which means that it was distilled in 1992, which is just absolutely crazy to think about, 10 years before I was born, and this is gonna be a lot of fun. Now, we're gonna warm up again with some Michter's 10 bourbon here, just to really get the palate going on the Michter's portfolio. And it's good, man. I like Michter's 10 bourbon. This is the 3rd time we've tried it in the last 2 weeks, and you know what? It's good whiskey. Should probably get myself a bottle of whiskey. A good buddy of mine named Foolproof was generous enough to send me 2 ounces of it, and I've been really stretching those 2 ounces. Let's take a sip. It's what we know and love. I always say, tobacco, cherry, caramel. That's Michter's 10 bourbon. It's a solid pour of whiskey. It's not something that I think will knock your socks off. It's not something that I think you should pay $300 secondary for, but honestly, it's unique, it's interesting. For that kind of proof, you're not getting that kind of flavor on that many things out there. It's good whiskey. For MSRP, I think it's worth it. It's a very solid 8.0. It's good whiskey, I mean. But for a whiskey that's 2.5 times older, all right, let's forget about Michter's 10 here. I'm not even going to take a second sip. I'm dying to try this Michter's 25 with you guys. Oh my God. So the Michter's 20 had a real rich, dusty funk to it, and it was really the unique sweetness that really sold me on it. It had this like crazy, almost like sugar candy note on it. It had this really crazy like burnt creme brulee note on it. This stuff that I've never really seen at all in whiskey, and so I ended up rating it a 9.3, which is the highest rating I've given here on the channel. And today we're gonna find out if something deserves a higher rating. Some people have told me that they like Michter's 25 a good bit more. It's a total different class than Michter's 20. Others have told me that they actually like Michter's 20 more. So we're gonna see here. So this is 116 proof, a whopping 2 proof points higher, and just like I said, 5 years older than Michter's 20. For double the price, it is incredibly rare. They're only releasing about 300 bottles when they do release it, and they're releasing it every couple of years. So obviously most of those are gonna go to bars. To find this with a private collector, yeah, that's why it costs $6,000. It smells ridiculous. I mean, it smells real nice and rich and oaky. I'll say a good bit oakier than the Michter's 20. The Michter's 20 was surprisingly not that oaky. What really sold me was the real funky sweetness on it. This is really nice. There is a little bit of ethanol kick on it. This has been sitting, airing out for about 20 minutes, so you know I gave it its fair share here. But there's a dusty funk in there. It's almost like that burnt creme brulee that I was getting off of the Michter's 20. And the Michter's 20 that we tried was a 2018 release. This is a 2017 release from Michter's 25, so pretty comparable stuff here. And I will say, if this video gets 150 likes, so we did do the 100 likes, if this gets 150 likes, I'm gonna do a video where I try the greatest Michter's of all time. So we're gonna try Michter's from all the different years. We're gonna do 10, 20, and 25 all together. But we're also going to throw in 2 really fun things. A first release Michter's Barrel Strength Rye, a 2015 release that I've heard is just absolutely insane. And a first release Michter's Barrel Strength Toasted Rye from 2017. So yes, they're first releases that aren't that old. Yes, they aren't the most expensive things on the secondary market, but I've been told that they're absolutely ridiculous gems that we need to try as soon as possible. So 150 likes, we're going to do a blind with Michter's 25 bourbon and all those other things that I just mentioned. So like the video if you haven't already. Let's take a sip of Michter's 25. Whew, that's good. Wow, that's really good. It's real oaky. It's much oakier than the Michter's 20, which is interesting. But it's also giving me like a really rich, decadent cherry note on it. Like a cherry note that has more depth on it than I'm typically used to on cherry. It's actually a much more classic Kentucky profile, which is interesting. What really sold me was the dusty funk on Michter's 20. And on the nose here, there is that dusty funk, but I don't know. I might need a second sip here to be fully convinced. And it smells ridiculous. It smells like an amazing dusty pour. Now, look, I typically define dusties to be anything that was distilled before 2000, and I think that's actually a very lenient definition of dusty. This was distilled in 1992, and you're not going to get many things that were distilled in the 1990s that are 25 years old very often, so incredibly unique stats on this one. Oh, man, and it's opening up. Oh, that's good. Oh, man. We're in the nines. We're in the nines again. The question is, do I like it that much better than the Michter's 20? Because, I've been interested about our rating scale here. We rate things on a scale from 1 to 10. Most things end up around a 7 or an 8 that we're trying. When we get into the nines, it's really rare. We've only reviewed a couple things that have landed in the nines, and people kind of tell me, like, what the heck is a 9.5 or a 9.7 or a 9.9 or a 10.0? If all these things that seem really amazing are only 9s or 9.3s or whatever. So part of me testing my scale is trying things like this Michter's 20, the Michter's 25, finding out what we really think about what should be real top caliber pours for most people. And just seeing, are they really that good? And what really is the discrepancy between them and the standard stuff? Like, we do like have George C. Stagg, we have King of Kentucky, we have William Lou Weller up here, and those are great pours that are all right around a 9.0 for me. So it's really about how much better is this pour than those pours. And if the difference isn't that great, maybe those pours deserve to be maybe even slightly higher. Maybe King of Kentucky should be closer to 9.2, 9.3, and this should be like a 9.6, 9.7. But let's find out here. Smells good. Oh man, it's the real rich cherry candy on it. With a rich oak on it. Oh man. And it has that burnt creme brulee note that I loved out of Michter's 20, but it has like a classic Kentucky profile beyond that, which is just really nice. Okay, let's take a second and final sip here. Wow. I'm taking it in. That is really rich. And it's really oaky. And I like the cherry on it. And I like the dusty funk on it. I honestly don't know if it's better than Michter's 20. I don't know if it's better than Michter's 20. Which is to say that I think I can safely say that the Michter's 20 from 2018 that I tried this at 9.3, I can probably go ahead and up that to a 9.5. That I can say at the first, because I don't think that this pour is really that much better. I don't know if it is even better. I mean, this is perfect Kentucky bourbon. Like, I'm trying to think of flaws here. I think with the Michter's 20, I actually could think of some flaws. I think if I'm really going down and playing devil's advocate here, I go, what are the flaws of Michter's 20? Which is a tough question to ask yourself. I mean, it didn't have a rich oak backbone to it. Like, it was funk sweetness. And I think a lot of people really enjoy that funk sweetness. I really enjoyed that funk sweetness. I don't know if I like the Michter's 25 more. Get this video to 150 likes and I'll let myself try them both at the same time. I mean, look, these are expensive videos. We just drank over $100 of whiskey in those two sips. Absolutely ridiculous to think about that. So I'm going to rate it a 9.5. But I'm not convinced that I like it more than the Michter's 20. I think that the Michter's 20 had a dusty, funky, real weird notes to it. I think this is giving me some of that, but it's honestly just really oaky as well. And I really like that oak and I really like the cherry, but it's not funky like Michter's 20 was. There was a funk sweetness on Michter's 20 that I really, really enjoyed. And so I don't know. I don't know if I'm convinced that I like it more. I actually, as of right now, I'm going to say that they have the same rating, but I think Michter's 20 is slightly higher. And look, the bar is through the roof. So obviously you guys saw me talk about Michter's 20 and I was real excited about it. So the fact that I'm not talking as excitedly about Michter's 25 should itself say something here. I'm going to say that it's slightly worse. I'm going to say that they're both 9.5s. Absolutely insane whiskey. Real glad I got to try this. Thank you so much, a good buddy of mine named John that let me try it. But I hope you all enjoyed the review. 150 likes. We're gonna blind them all together, and we're gonna throw in those first releases of Michter's barrel strength rye and toasted barrel strength rye. So if you guys want to see that, 150 likes. But anyways, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. Hope you all enjoyed the review. This was not a cheap one, so definitely give some support to the channel if you can. But I hope you all had fun. I had a lot of fun. And with that, I will see you all in the next one.